2, 1. Hey guys, everybody, welcome back to another episode of On Beat Off Script. It's been a little while for some of us. I know Mel had to do this by herself last time. My name's Brandito. I'm joined by Mel and Bob. It's nice to have like a full squad back together, actually, like ready to do something, even though it's going to be short-lived, because I think next week we also go back down to like not very many people. So sweet. That's going to be awesome. Welcome on in, everybody. We talk about new music. We talk about it as it's coming out, and we've got a decent lineup coming up today. We got a bunch of singles, obviously, that Mel picked out, and we'll dive into those right away here. But outside of that, we had a couple of nice little albums. We had Wednesday dropping their new album Bleeds. Had a little Lola Young dropping another record for themselves, and then Doja Cat's V is our spotlight of spotlights. But before we go into all of that stuff, what have we been listening to, guys? How's it been going, gang? What's been on the docket for us, listen-wise, outside of the stuff that we're going to cover today?
Man, it's been great to have the Dream Team back together. It's been a while since I've been around. I actually have listened to some other stuff outside of podcast recently. The new Deftones album came out fairly recently.
Yeah.
I gave that a few spins. That album is just, if you know Deftones, it's just more Deftones. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's a good album. I would put it, out of the 10 albums they've released, I'd put it in the top 5. But it doesn't do anything outside of the normal Deftones kind of stuff. So if you like shoegaze, if you like if you like Deftones, it's great. Also listen to the new Blackbriar, A Thousand Little Deaths, which is it was like a super atmospheric, dark sounding female lead vocalist. You guys know I love, like
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, very solid album. So, a couple of good albums I've been listening to. Had a good time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Rock on. Mel?
Like, this is going to come as no surprise to you, but I have hyperfixated and I have been slacking on listening to new albums because literally ever since Haley dropped, like, the Ego Death tracks, I like literally can't stop listening to anything else. So like I am so locked in. I think that's like my favorite drop of the year. I think it beats fucking Bon Iver, which is crazy because I rated that so highly.
Crazy because, like, it's like pretty good, but like
I am just I am obsessed with it. Like she's gonna easily be my top.
I can promise you that album sounds
year.
exactly the same, and it's by somebody not named Hayley Williams, and you would not be obsessed with it. 100%.
I don't see anybody else putting that together. Hayley Williams is just, she's got a very specific personality. Not everybody's willing to speak up as much as she.
Better than Bon Iver if it wasn't for Hayley's name attached to it.
No, I think it is literally, I am so obsessed with it. I think it is literally a masterpiece. It has no skips. It has literally no skips for me. It's like a perfect album.
There's definitely
not for me. Not for me. Maybe
thing.
for you. Not for me. I literally, no skips, listen to it front to back on repeat for like literally since it's come out. I'm obsessed. I love it. You could think it's not good. It's pretty close to being a perfect album for me.
Wow.
Like
That's
literally
insanity.
It's how I feel.
I have to listen to it. I haven't heard it yet. Yeah.
It's how I feel.
It's
love
like
it.
there's a couple of really great bangers on it, but like there's a lot of whatever stuff.
No skips.
Oh,
Bob,
dude, there's a
listen
lot
to it
of
because
whatever
You need a second opinion.
I need
from
someone to put
your
Brandito
opinion.
Like I said,
in
it's
his
very
place.
good. It's very, very good. It's not.
It's like literally almost perfect for me, and I stand by it. Like
I genuinely think that you would disagree if you didn't know Hayley was the one that was doing it.
I just don't. I can't think of an artist that would put that out though. Like I said, no one's got like those ties to the South. No one's got the balls to fucking speak out about shit that's going on. Taylor Swift would fucking never. Like, so
Why'd you pick Taylor Swift of all people?
I
It
don't
could
know,
be a
'cause
completely brand new artist. I'm just saying, if it was not Hayley Williams' name and you did not know it was Hayley Williams, you would not appreciate it.
I think it is. I think musically, there's such a good range of things going on. I love it. I literally think it's no skips.
I'll actually say that that's kind of part of the problem is it doesn't actually have like any identity because it kind of goes all over the place, and that's part of the issue with it. But obviously, if that's where we're going to start
Obsessed.
going, we're going to start going the whole way through, I guess. So
I love the mix-up. I love the
that's
mix-up.
to call that an almost perfect album is a crazy take.
It's my take, and I stand.
Yeah,
2
it's a
fucking
crazy
feet
take,
down
though.
strong. Bob, you got to help me out here. I
listen.
need you to check in next time.
Yeah, I have a super professional opinion of everything, so I can
Yeah,
really help you out.
I
here.
know Garrett. I know Garrett agrees with me because he's also been forced to listen to it literally on repeat, but he's got no complaints because he also loves it. But
And he's got music on Spotify, so you know
he's got like 3,000 monthly listeners now.
Yeah,
He's
turns
kind of
out.
like popping off
kind
for
of a
his
big
little
deal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
House of Mirrors is doing great, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to remaster it all though, because it's gonna.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
get you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
What about you,
That's really
Brandon?
all I've been
Yeah.
doing. Yeah,
Oh wow, nice of you guys to ask. It's
we were gonna get there. Let me fucking talk about myself a little bit.
I missed you guys.
I was like, I was sitting here waiting. I'm like, I don't know if you guys are gonna bother. You guys just want to talk about the tracks. Let's go for
Do
it.
we ever fucking skip you? No, you're being dramatic.
Yeah, I know. Usually I just say this is what I've been listening to. But I wanted to
No,
see if
we
you guys were gonna pull the
usually
trigger.
get to you.
I did.
Yeah, Bob had it. So for me, it's been a big Chris Cornell couple of weeks. I'll be honest with you. So I went and did a wedding, and I was gifted "Bad Motorfinger" by Soundgarden, which I've been rocking out on vinyl for the last couple of weeks. It's been a good couple of weekends, like rocking that stuff. And then honestly, on CD, I ended up pulling out of the bag. I ended up pulling out Audio Slave, which, for those of you who don't know, is just Chris Cornell from Soundgarden and Rage Against the Machine, essentially. with
So was that
Zach
literally
De La
just
Roche.
like by chance that you just randomly pulled that out? Because that's
Straight up. Well, actually, I wouldn't say. Well, it's less. Genuinely, whenever I pull out any of the CDs, they are by chance. But I was listening to Audio Slave, and I actually extended it. Usually, I listen to the one album over and over again for a week, and then I switch out. I actually went 2.5 weeks with Audio Slave because I just really enjoy that album.
You were
enough
in the mood.
That
Stuff.
then when I got to the wedding, which I emceed as the gift for emceeing the wedding, was Bad Motorfinger and Truly Completely by Tragically Hip, which is also great. Fully Completely, sorry, pardon me. But Bad Motorfinger was one that I got. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this. This is crazy because I did not tell him that I had been listening to Audio Slave over and over again.
yeah, that's just
So like
the universe.
it was a really, really strange one that he was just like, yeah, cool. Like I just got you this other Chris Cornell album, and I was like, this is sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, been heavy on the Chris Cornell, been heavy on the '90s grunge rock. It's been honestly a really nice time. I've been happy with it,
That's a great era
Nice.
of music, honestly. It's good times. A lot of good memories.
especially
of
rock
90s
music.
grunge. Yeah.
especially
absolutely.
rock music.
Yeah.
So
So I would say the last amazing part of rock music, honestly, as the 2000s have happened. You know, there's not a lot.
yeah, I
of great
mean,
rock
some
music's come
people
out
like
since.
Mel might argue the pop punk era.
I was gonna say, are you gonna
nothing.
like completely discount the emo revival of the early 2000s? Because I'll fucking fight you, man. And
Was
we
that a
talk about that
revival?
first.
I feel like emo didn't really exist until that. period of time.
No, we had like emo in like the 90s. I guess it
More
wasn't like,
goth.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe like, emo definitely existed before the early 2000s though. Like, isn't,
Like
Like-
typo negative, and I don't know. I can't think of anyone else.
I know, I'm fucking blanking.
Like I feel like you're
hardcore
thinking of
right
like
now.
The Cure and stuff like that, which would be
Cure.
more like a goth rock.
Yeah, but I kind of consider them like almost a little emo.
I mean, emo
Maybe
is an
not.
extension of goth rock, I guess, in
yeah.
a sense, but
Yeah.
Well, I'm
not
more talking
really.
about
Because
grunge
like if
rock.
you're talking My Chemical Romance or
Yeah.
The Cure, their sounds are very extremely.
Oh no,
different.
very different. And I would think of my, if you say emo, the first bands I go to are like your My Chemical Romance, your Paramore, like
Yeah.
your Fall Out Boy. But they were inspired by other sad boys
were.
before them.
They really were.
Yeah, that's valid. Anyways, sure.
So much for that tangent.
The eye roll. It leads us into our first track attack song.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Do you guys have anything else to say before I start talking about Gerard Way?
No. Let's hit it.
Okay,
Let's do
so
it.
Yeah.
for our singles this week, we're going to start off with I Want to Know Your Name by the Mock-Ups. And no one's going to know who the Mock-Ups are yet because they're a brand new collaborative project made up of Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. He's on vocals and bass. Then you got Michael Schultz, who's actually the head of signature artists at Fender, and he's on guitar. And then you've got a bunch of the Interrupters members. So you got Amy Allen as backup vocals, Kevin Bivano on keyboard, and Jesse Bivano on drums. I'm definitely saying their last names wrong. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, MCR is a rock band that was formed in good old dirty Jersey in 2001. Gerard Way was very inspired to create art the second the Twin Towers went down. So yeah, it's sad boy extreme.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were considered one of the most influential rock groups of the early 2000s, Bob, in case you didn't know. They played a significant role in emo's mainstream success and are best known for their tracks Welcome to the Black Parade, Maxie Boy, and like teenagers. Maxie, sorry.
To the Adler?
My dogs are popping off.
How emo of them?
Can you not? Max, can you not? Max, can you not? I'm in the middle. Sorry, y'all have to deal with dogs barking. I'm not stopping. And anyway, for those of you who don't know who the Interrupters are, they're a ska punk band from LA that formed in 2011. And yeah, now together we have a single that's being described as a combination of the Interrupters' signature ska sound with a tone that is very reminiscent of Gerard Way's first solo album. Actually, I don't know if it's his first solo album, but Hesitant Alien. So yeah, play the clip.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. I want to know your name.
He likes to sing about bombs a lot. A lot of explosions happen with My Chemical Romance. In my opinion, I think in order for this to really sound like ska influence, it's missing horns. I just was expecting horns, knowing that they were a ska band and we didn't get it. I'm not necessarily mad about it because it might have been just a wild take. But like I struggle to hear the ska sound, but I'm sure I just don't know ska that well.
Yeah.
And the upbeat vibe actually really reminds me of like the last MCR album, Danger Days, which was like definitely way more theatrical than what we're getting here, but it still kind of brings me back to like that style of Gerard Way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for me, it's fine. It feels a little repetitive. I don't think there's anything unique or outstanding going on here. It's a decent enough rock track. It's upbeat, like you said. It's got me going a little bit. Gerard Way sounds a little Jack White coded even in this. And this sounds like it belongs in the Scott Pilgrim movie. Honestly, it's 2.5 minutes long. It's for what it gives you. It's fine. It doesn't stick around too long. I don't know. What do you think, Brandon?
I like MCR. I love the Interrupters. This was not great.
Yeah.
This was like it sounded more indie rock, I think, than either of their sounds really prominently. I had just listened to half of Swag 2 by Justin Bieber and then listened to this, and like I figured anything was gonna sound good, and this still didn't sound very good.
Yeah.
Oof.
So like the bar was lowered for it, and it still like barely made it over, which is a concern. Honestly, like it's just kind of really mediocre, uninspired music. It was like a more boring version of The Beaches, in my opinion. Like it just was not great. I didn't realize it was the Interrupters and Gerard Way from the get-go.
You didn't recognize his vocals? I guess you're not a big Gerard Way fan,
I'm not
though.
that big. Like I said, I like
Yeah.
MCR. I'm not a giant MCR fan. And usually when I know him, it's him screaming. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So like this is a very different sound for him in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's either way. I just feel like it just missed on a lot of different levels and did nothing for me.
yeah, it's nothing spectacular. It's underwhelming.
It's grown on me, but I can't say I like love it in
Because you
any
like to listen to the
sense.
same people over and over again.
Exactly.
until you get sick of
It's
them,
like
which you never do.
obviously Gerard Way's vocals are like nostalgic for me. Like I said, yeah, the ska thing, I wasn't getting it at all. It just didn't sound like ska.
It
at
does.
all.
It does have ska influence for sure, but like
Like what with like the beat, but I don't know. It's okay. I didn't hate it. It's grown on me. I gave it a 7-1. I don't think it's anything crazy, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. Maybe as part of an album, it'd tie in well and be kind of a nice little interlude between better songs. as it stands, I gave it a 6.3. It's fine enough, but yeah.
I gave it a 4.2. Like
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Thought this was
yeah,
super
you really
boring.
didn't like it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
it's just bad rock. Like I don't know.
I don't think it's bad, but yeah,
I don't think
it's
bad.
not.
It also,
I
like I said, I couldn't even really hear Gerard through most of it. Like it's just it very much feels one dimensional in terms of like how the sound is. So like I don't get any variation in terms of that kind of stuff. And it just it was just this is such a throwaway.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I guess.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
It's a good thing it can't get worse from here.
Lol.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so up next we have My Only Angel by Aerosmith and Youngblood. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know Aerosmith, they're an American rock band formed in Boston in 1970. I don't know who the fuck doesn't know Aerosmith, but I guess like Gen Z doesn't know Aerosmith. So yeah, they became one of the biggest arena rock attractions in the late 70s. My God, sorry, my nose is itchy. I'm having an allergy issue too.
Oh, no.
Apparently.
It's contagious.
Yeah, so that band is made up of lead singer Steven Tyler, lead guitarist Joe Perry, guitarist Brad Whitford, bassist Tom Hamilton, and drummer Joey Kramer. They're very well known for their blues-based hard rock sound that's been inspired by bands like the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin. Some of their biggest hits are Dream On, Walk This Way, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. And they're the best-selling American hard rock band with over 150 million records sold worldwide. They have 4 Grammy records and have been inducted in the Songwriters Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And now after performing with Youngblood at the VMAs in a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, we have like a first taste of their upcoming EP collaboration, One More Time. And that's due to release on November 1st. And it's actually their first new music from Aerosmith in 12 years, which is crazy, but not surprised actually. And then Youngblood is an American singer, songwriter, and actor who has most recently donned the Prince of Darkness's successor by his fans after his presence at Ozzy's final concert and his tribute performance after his death. After trying his hand in acting, he first launched his music career in 2017 with the single King Charles, and he followed that with his first album, 21st Century Liability, in 2018. And his sound is described as like hip-hop inspired rock influenced by artists like Bob Dylan, the Beatles, and the Clash. Yeah, that's Youngblood. And we can listen to a little of, what is it, My Only Angel? I'm already blanking on it. Yeah.
Like I said, it couldn't get worse than the last one, right?
I mean, I guess it kind of gets nostalgia points because it doesn't sound like Aerosmith has evolved in the slightest.
Yeah, but it's even the worst versions of Aerosmith. This is this dumb Americana rock version of them, and it's literally the worst version of Aerosmith. So and that's saying a lot because Aerosmith was one of the worst versions of Aerosmith.
They're pretty. It's just Aerosmith is just very tacky rock for me. Like I put them kind of, yeah, like, I mean, sorry to throw a stray at Nickelback, but like, it's just like tacky rock for me, and I can't get into it that much. I am also just, Youngblood is somebody that I want to love so badly because I think he is so sweet and he's such a good person, and I just can't get into his music at all. Like, I think he just seems like a genuinely good guy, and I think his voice is kind of cool, but his music just kind of bores me. It's not that great. I don't know. I feel bad.
I don't love his voice. I'll be honest with you.
I think it's kind of fun and it's unique.
Well, I don't think we got his voice at all, or Steven Tyler's voice much in this song. There's so much voice processing, I feel like, being used throughout this entire track. It's just
100%.
Yeah. That clip, the first part of the clip is supposed to be Steven Tyler. The second part is Youngblood. But there is a lot of filtering happening, and it just gets, I don't know, it doesn't feel authentic at all to me.
Rough. The only thing even slightly redeemable about this song is Joe Perry. It's got some good guitar licks going on, but nothing special. It's just like, oh, okay, cool. At least that's happening, but even that
like
is
classic guitar licks. Yeah.
Right, but even that, it's not this.
I don't understand what the whole trend is with rock stars that are actually like pretty solid at what they do, pretending to be different rock stars, which I feel like Youngblood does here. Yeah. Like, I do think that he's trying to be a different style of rock star when he does this, and so he's actually getting outside of his wheelhouse. Whereas Aerosmith is sitting in a wheelhouse that they've been in for 30 years. So.
Yeah. Longer than that, since the 70s.
No, but they started doing this Americana rock, like more like this was like
later
more like their 90s shit. Yeah, fair. And I say shit, like I think it was bad
because it's shit.
Yeah, it got worse. This was a worse song than the first single that you sent to us. So thanks for that, Mel.
You're welcome. It was Aerosmith's first stop in 12 years. I figured we had to talk about it.
Yeah, true.
Needs a strong word.
I gave it a 4 out of 10. It's whatever.
I gave it a 4.6. It was a little nicer.
Gave it a 3.7.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So like I said,
really
it wasn't much worse to me than the mock-ups, but like it was worse for sure.
Oh,
at least they have Armageddon, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that movie. I also just really love Liv Tyler though. So like the best thing I think Steve Tyler has given us is his
Liv
daughter,
Tyler.
Liv Tyler.
And his love story with Ben Affleck. Yep.
And Aragorn, baby. Yeah, I'm just
right,
a Lord of the Rings nerd. Anyway, so moving on to somebody who's not a rock and roll star from the 70s, we've got Ray with Where Is My Husband. Ray we covered back in episode 3, way back when she did a collab with Doja Cat and Lisa. But as a little refresher, she's a British singer-songwriter who's known for blending pop, electro, and R&B. In 2014, she released her first EP, Welcome to the Winter, which got her signed by Polydor. From there, she's worked with artists like Charlie XCX, Beyonce, David Guetta, and then in 2021, she took to social media to announce that Polydor had been keeping her from releasing her debut album, and she left the label to release her music independently. And then her debut album, My 21st Century Blues, finally released in 2023, and that earned her a record-breaking 6 Brit Award trophies, including Artist of the Year in 2024. And now her second studio album is set to be released sometime in 2026. We don't have like an actual date yet. Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Let's listen. Where is my husband?
Where is my husband?
Well, it was a change up.
Yeah.
Big change up.
I honestly had fun with this. I like the use of drums. I think there's a real jazzy feel to this song. I think the lyrics are they're fun. They're clever. I'm getting a little Destiny's Child from the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's it's certainly not bland. I don't know. It may be samey with some of the other R&B kind of jazzy stuff out there, but I don't know. After the last 2 songs, maybe this put me in a way better mood. I had a good time with this.
Yeah, no, I agree. It kind of, yeah, like you said, it brought me back to like Destiny's Child, early Beyonce days, like just older R&B. So it had like kind of, it invoked like a nostalgia for me that I really, really liked. She's got really cool flow. She switches up her cadence a lot, so she keeps you like engaged throughout the song. Subject matter is a little silly, but it's fun. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one. Actually, I think this might be my favorite.
Yeah.
Of the week. Yeah.
I think this is my best
now that
solo
I'm
too,
looking
which is
through my
crazy.
notes,
Yeah.
I think this one was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, so like, yeah, we decided to go Showgirl Soul, which I'm kind of cool with. That was a nice change up from everything. Was definitely better than the other two singles by like a long shot, like a remarkable long shot. We have some nice swing to the track, a fun bass line. Like it was, yeah, it's not so bad. It was reminding me a lot of like late Aguilera, like that kind of like late 2000s Fergie glam pop. Like it is what it is.
Fergie Ferg.
I found it impressive that she was able to maintain her pace of singing throughout all of that. Like that was was actually like a really cool performance. Like it is just a nice performance on that side of things. Not entirely for me though. Like it's just it feels immediately dated because
You're not looking for your husband. You can't relate.
It's kind of a tacky concept at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
but
it really
it's
is.
silly goofy. It's a little silly.
It
goofy.
is, but like that's okay. You're allowed to be silly goofy. That's fine by me. But like, yeah, it's just It was of all the singles, this is up there.
Yeah. Which isn't
I
saying
gave
a
it
lot.
a 7.9.
But,
Yeah.
7.9. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I dug it.
Yeah. I actually gave it an 8 too. I was having fun with this.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I was a 6.8.
Yeah. That's fair.
All right. Yeah. Checks out. Moving on to Yes Baby by Madison Beer. So Madison Beer is an American singer-songwriter who first gained public attention when she was only 12 years old when Justin Bieber posted a link to her YouTube cover of Etta James's At Last. With the help of Bieber, she got signed to Island Records and ended up being managed by his manager, Scooter Braun. And then her debut single, Melodies, released in 2013, and that music video also featured Justin Bieber. So he really just like took her under his wing. And then she independently released her debut EP, As She Pleases, in 2018, and ended up signing with Epic Records in 2019 to release her debut studio album, Life Support, in 2021. Now we have some Madison Beer.
Yeah.
She's been around for a long time, but doesn't have a lot out.
She's dating Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert as well.
Oh,
so this song
I
might
didn't
be
know
about
that.
him. Turns out.
Yes, baby.
Something on the way you're watching me, talking to me nice and slowly. Promise if you ask, you will receive. Come a little closer to me. It's a look, it's a touch, it's a dangerous kind of crush. Say it once, say it twice, come and say it another time.
You go first. I saw you also going for a breath.
I'm going to say a number. One of you going to tell me what that number is.
Oh, man. How many times she says yes, baby?
135 times she says yes.
I love that you
135
counted
times.
them.
I like the beat. I don't think the beat lives up. I had great hope for when the song first started. I had great hope for how the song was going to go, and then the drop just didn't do anything for me. Like it could have been so much better, honestly, after the first 35 seconds of the song. I like what it's trying to do. It's for me just super, 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 super repetitive with the 135 yeses and a lot of babies. To the point where it's just grating to me. Like I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't having a good time by the end of it. A lot of potential, but not for me.
Yeah, I feel like this is a song that, like, if you're like tripping face in a club, it's gonna go
absolutely.
hard,
Yeah.
and if you're on a dance floor, it eats.
Fully agree.
But I do like her vocals too. She's got this like siren-esque vibe going on that I like, that kind of draws you in. But yeah, I get sick of it really, really fast. And unless I'm raving, I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I It's got a cool beat. I do actually really like the production on it. It was really cool on that side of things. It's still very much surface level from a wannabe pop artist. That said, I think because of the production, it's not the worst entry of that demographic, which I can appreciate a lot. Not an easy thing to do. Chorus and lyricism, obviously, is very surface level. Like I said, there's not a lot there. It's just kind of sort of following the same like pop star for their looks style of like the Tate McRae's.
She looks like they all look the same. Like when I look at pictures
Yeah.
of them, like I literally all these like white pop stars look the same.
I
I
do
cannot
not
tell
know.
them apart.
I don't know why that I assumed like Sydney Sweeney also made pop music. Like, but I just did. I'm just like,
She
I don't
fits.
like. I just assumed that you were just the same as all of the other ones that are also all making pop music
this-
for no reason.
Yeah.
This is one of the better ones when it comes to that, but like that's a pretty low bar in my opinion. And she clears the bar. Neat. And mostly because of non-her related
production.
instrumentation, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I gave it a 6, just even 6. It was okay.
Yeah. I agree.
It has a place.
I agree with Brain Duder with the production. I think, and yeah, the place and time, Mel. I think if you're raving, absolutely. But I gave it a 5.8.
I was 6'1". So
Wow, we're all
I
right
still
there.
like this way more than Gerard Way and the Interrupters.
I'm with you.
I still like the mock-ups more.
The mock-ups that was brutal, man.
But again, I think I have a Gerard Way bias. So that checks
That's fair.
out.
Oh, so you do bias. Huh? You do bias, like we said.
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
was
But
right.
like, yeah, I mean his the vocals for you were grating and like not what you wanted. I've heard him sound like that a million times before. Like it's not actually that new for me.
I didn't
so I
say
think
it was grating. I
just
said it was boring.
okay, boring,
boring
grating,
rock
same
music.
shit. Yeah, it's fine. Had a fun beat.
You know, it's not
Anyway.
boring.
Tit for Tat by Tate McRae. Yeah, so we first covered Tate McRae on episode 2 when she dropped her single Sports Car. She's a pop princess from Canada. She's a singer, songwriter, dancer. She first got recognized in 2016 when she was only 13 years old as the first Canadian finalist on So You Think You Can Dance. She went on to release her breakthrough single, You Broke Me First, in 2020, which really popped off thanks to TikTok and now has over 2 billion streams. By 2022, she released her debut album, I Used to Think I Could Fly, and that landed 13th on the Billboard 200 chart. And then most recently, her second studio album, So Close to What, released February of this year. And if you want to hear us yap some more about her, we covered that in episode 4. And yeah, more from Tate.
Cool.
Lots of tape. Yeah.
Lots of Tate this year. Yeah.
Tit for Tate. Let's listen.
Might love you again. See how I feel now that you're acting like that. I never will last. Now she answered my call. It's still the deal. Not even about you. I was nothing but respectful, and you know that. Why you changing up the narrative to right? No, I can't do this. You're making me do this. If you wanna fight, let's go song to song. Let's go back to back. Fix your fucking self. Kiss my ass for that. Cause the best you got was the good one. I should've known you'll be the type to change.
Anyway, what'd you guys think about Tit for Tat?
When we actually heard it,
Yeah.
it's a trappier beat. I didn't hate that kind of part of it. This following up Madison Beer was kind of unfair because I literally, and again, this was, so in order, I listened to this to Madison the day before I listened to this because this was the last entry that you added to everything.
Because it didn't come out until yesterday.
Correct. So I literally called out Tate McRae, and then you added Tate McRae, and then I'm like, well, okay, I'm gonna feel pretty much the same way that I just felt. It's par for the course. I don't think it's her worst track.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as Madison Beers entirely. So I hate the fact that they decided they wanted to add some filters to her voice because it needed that, and that's to show like some creative ingenuity, and it just sounds dumb. I gave it literally the exact same thing I gave it to Madison Beer, a 6-1.
I liked it a little bit more than Madison Beers, but that's just because I thought it was a little bit less repetitive. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, I also thought it was a little bit better than Madison Beers. I guess that this is like a clap back at Kid Laroi, I guess, because they broke up and Kid Laroi released a track a couple weeks ago, and that's what this song's about. So
I'm pretty sure he cheated on her. Too. So I don't know what the fuck he's clapping at her for.
Yeah, so if you go through the
He's
lyrics,
the
I didn't write down any lyrics because I'm a terrible podcaster, but if you go through the lyrics, you can see like some of it's like directly at Kid Laroi, essentially. It was trappier. I thought it was a bit of a better beat than Yes Baby, just because it was less repetitive. I gave it a 6.2.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you go. There's
Cool.
tit for tat. I take
Tit for tat.
and not whatever the hell else you played.
Yeah, I pulled a different Tate McRae song apparently. It happens a lot where the Spotify downloader just gives me a random song and I'm like, that's not it. But literally Tate McRae blends together for me. Anyway.
There's your sign.
Another hard switch up with Moon by Daniel Caesar and Bon Iver. Last but not least, we have Daniel Caesar, who's a Canadian singer-songwriter who first decided to pursue a music career after his father kicked him out of the house the weekend of his high school graduation. He ended up homeless and decided to start playing gigs to make ends meet. In 2014, he self-released his debut EP, Praise Break, and that got instant critical success, with Rolling Stone naming it number 19 on the 20 best R&B albums of 2014. He followed that up the next year with his second EP, Pilgrim's Paradise, and critics still continued to love him a lot. By 2017, he released his debut album, Freudian, and that was shortlisted as a finalist for the 2018 Polaris Music Prize, and it earned him 2 Grammy nominations for Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance. He's worked alongside artists like Kali Uchis, Brandy, Justin Bieber, John Mayer, Tyler, the Creator. List goes on and on and on and on. Everyone seems to want to work with him. And he's now releasing his 4th studio album, Son of Spurgy? Yeah. And that's set to release October 24th. And then Bon Iver is an American indie folk band founded in 2006 by Justin Vernon. It was originally a solo project, but it's since evolved into a full band. Their debut album, For Emma Forever Ago, released in 2007, and that had the track Skinny Love that charted internationally and has been certified 2 times platinum. Their 2012 self-titled album earned them 2 Grammys, 1 for Best New Artist, 1 for Best Alternative Music Album. And most recently, they released their album Sable Fable that we covered in episode 7 that might have just been dethroned as my personal favorite album of the year, but it's close. I still think that was a pretty perfect album. It's hard to pick one because I'm a stan. Anyway, we've got Moon.
Let's listen.
Yeah. No.
Who's gonna be my Jesus? Or will I decay?
I lied. I forgot this was my favorite single.
I was gonna say,
But
this
I
should've been
didn't
your
scroll.
favorite
I didn't scroll down far enough in my notes
Yeah.
to remember it. I think it's just so pretty. I could just listen to it on repeat all day. It's just pretty.
Yeah, very pretty, very floaty. Kind of forgettable for me. I had listened to it a couple times because I just kept losing my attention span with it, and I don't know why, because I listened to everything else great, but I don't know. And there's also that weird ending to it where it just stopped. the song stopped and then it started back up. You know, I'm sure there's a good reason for that, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But it's not a bad song by any means, but I don't know if it's my favorite of the week.
This is a song that I feel like I could just have on in the background anytime and just be like so happy about it. It's very like atmospheric to me, and I just like the vibe that it, like the mood that it puts me in.
Yeah.
It's just really, really pretty.
Yeah, Honestly, yeah, something had to be great this week, and Bon Iver rarely lets anybody down when it comes to that kind of stuff. Really pretty aesthetic. It's definitely fall season, and I'm here for it. When it comes to this, like this obviously fits the seasonality, which is really nice because the pop girls are still being like, well, let's just talk about like how sexy
Sex.
we are, and like it's like, hey, well, maybe don't like maybe we could just. Maybe that could be more like a summer or spring and summer thing. Like you already did earlier this year, Tamik, right?
Yeah.
You already did that once this year. You
Yeah,
actually
she
put
had
out
to
a
clap
full
back,
album of
though.
it. A lot more atmospheric than it is lyrical, but like I was here for the vibe. I did listen to this right after 45 minutes of straight Doja Cat, which was also
That's
very
interesting.
R&B and kind of slow in some moments. So like. It did kind of hurt
Fit.
it a little bit for me. Just it was like too much kind of that same like falling asleep kind of feel. In case you guys are wondering how I'm gonna feel about the Doja Cat album. But like I was like, this would be such a nice day to like start a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like such a nice tune to start a Sunday kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Like a perfect
Nice,
fall morning.
Slow, cool, relaxed. Nobody's moving too quick. Nobody's moving too slow. Kind of vibe. So I was super there for it. I give it an 8.3.
I gave it an 8 too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little lower. I'm at 7.2. Didn't do quite as much for me, but yeah, still a good song.
Bob's just not a fall boy.
I love fall.
You're not
This-
a fall
this song
cozy
did-
morning.
The song did not invoke fall for me, but maybe a few more listens will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you.
That's the track attack of episode 19.
Sure, you guys are all very thankful that it's over.
I'm so glad that Bon Iver was there. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have had anything over a 7. This was a rough batch of singles. Like, you can tell people are, like, going into Grammy season and being like, hey, if I didn't put anything out yet, I need
have
to
to.
wait till next year. Or I need to wait till next year.
I
and
get it.
be
I
like,
get
cool,
it.
like, I got to put together a project that's actually going to try to win me some awards during the award season. So...
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit more like this over the next little bit when it comes to singles. We might see we have been seeing some pretty golden albums come through, though, the last little bit. So that's been kind of the nice trade-off that you get with it, is the people are finishing up their projects and making sure they get out there to run for award season this year. But the singles are just...
When is the cutoff? October?
I
usually,
assume so.
For Grammys? I
Either end of
forget.
September or like a week in October that they just go, they're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. So tell us in the comments. Let us know. Do you agree with us? Do you hate us? What's your thoughts? What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Maybe you're just a big Aerosmith fan and you want to let us know. Please let us know in the comments. We would appreciate it because I said they sucked earlier, and I kind of still
In
stand by
case
it.
you don't remember.
Definitely let us know if you hate us. We love it when you do that. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's really entertaining.
But otherwise, we will catch you for the next one. I'm Brandito. I'm joined by Mel and Bob, and this is On Beat Off Script. Peace out, y'all.
Love you guys. Mwah.
3, 2, 1.